that Jim is part of the Independent Writers Studio, the Village Books poetry group right here, personal writing, memoir, play, brainstorm, and taking charge groups from the Senior Center. And you will have seen him in the past in front of the post office every week, demonstrating for peace. So following the success of his first book of poetry collage, he has just authored a second one called Scenario, and they're right here at Village Books. So please welcome my dear, dear friend, Jim Milstead.
Think young Frankenstein, recreation. One night he sat bolt upright, wondered where and why he was incapable of fireside chats. He flecks a crooked grin and bluntly grunt. He needed care, comforts that derived from having someone there. A creature of disparate parts, he could not bring them all together. Lack of humor made keeping him in stitches nothing more than just a rumor. He wandered all about exploring new surroundings on a whim. Never since a little girl had never learned to swim. Could not predict that groins and hot soup do not mix. Love's melodies on old violins. Hated chains and had no sense of sins. Accuses of lawlessness and pillages. Suffer enemy and learn that when in need of pain, it takes a village. This next is based on my father taking me hunting ducks when I was 7 years old. Journey. Our headlamps glared. The tires rasped sand. My reveries give rise to ghosts that chase us as we move over dry earth, thirsting for rain. In the wake, the soft touch of his hands, the fragile closeness that we share, make darker visions easier to bear. Then we are at the water's edge. Mist swirls, and stark coyote voice ripples the furry surface of the dark. Stipple sharp echoes forth and back over the lake. His shotgun rests in the quietness of his sunburned arm, assuring me there is nothing here to bring me harm. My father's hands are burred with callous, and his words fall far and few between, as if they were ashamed of being heard. We sit still in silent connection, he on a quest and I with my questions. The pit of fog begins to swirl, and from the west dipping and soaring, whirling flocks of green-winged teal wheel over us in restless flight. And at the first faint streak of early light, his blue eyes glare along the glinting barrel out where the air is shattered by his will. I feel their cry, and green-winged birds begin to tumble from the sky. Collection. Well wishes departed, pious phrase forgotten. He rests after a long journey. His broken home stands beneath the tamaracks, where thistles display their barbed warning, and puncture vines proliferate under the swelldom of Lake August. The living room ripe with desperation. My mother in her smoke-scarred chair, her face an ashen window of regret. Within his small room, I sift through ruins, paintings of ships and lighthouses, of lonely cabins and forest edge of his imagination. I linger among memories of stores that take me to places that glitter, remember acts that bring mistrust, recall days and nights when I long for him to return to lie beside me. I am filled with the regrets of misunderstandings, of neglect, of realizations that arrive too late. Here on his bench, stones my father coveted gathered dust, malachite green moss, Helena Lake flashing silvery fire, sulfide pyramids, sun yellow, stones made smooth by wind and water, and by a man who loved them. Oh, my father, in my memory I polish your rough edges, your desert surfaces. I make you smooth. You are mine now. White imaginings. An evening wonderland of six-sided lattices give way to earthen insistence. In any moments, this fragile universe of swirler miracles may lose itself in a sudden pulse of wind. I watch the slow drift, enamored of the spectacle of white silence. Think of us as villagers, enjoy our soft interdependence, disregard our singular uniqueness. Seated beside my fire, I sense you gather round me. Picture the dreams you may possess. Wonder if a necessary, reluctant love binds us as we fall. Missing you. Within this marketplace, where past and present actively conspire, contrive their chalky phrases while at balance on the wire, within this hazardous metropolis of love, illusion is enthroned. Its shards of misplaced hours, their tethered sticks with embrace. Each artful guise, the harmony in love lies. These platitudes that shills and croupiers rehearse in ornamental sacrificial verse. I sense my skin drawn tight on bone, feel thorns of knowing that cruel time reveals besides each promised rose, the sea of silence that each word conceals. Stark marketplace, shadowland where I whisper my wants, when I've gone past dialogue with his half an octave empty cocktail laughters, while I wait to be touched, and finally solitaire. September arrives, deadlines approach, hours disappear. I strive to crystallize their meanings as a child might seek a lost love among strangers. It grows dark. Nights seem to spin themselves into the fabric of a dream. Days shuffle by, or rush headlong out of control, a calendar of numbers. Faces pass without meaning. Crisp scenes escape. Remnants remain. Clothed in a worn beige coat, she reaches out. I hold her briefly. Her silver hair glistens in the waning summer afternoon. We sit sifting softly through our words, seeking a greater voice, hands across our table touching, as if it means more than I dare to mean. There is a fragile past in a quiet smile waiting to be explored. I hear the melody of her voice, sense the soft textures that lie hidden beneath her surfaces, revel in the eternal essence of her that clings and saturates my vision. Together at a reading, our symmetry binds us. Words disappear. Her presence so intense that all else becomes white noise. I trace her outwards in the quiet dark, the luxuries of a final glance, the soft sound of departing footsteps. Nothing deafens like the angry shake goodbye.